Oh, wow. Another movie with sexy vampires. Okay. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Vampires of the Velvet Lounge, the newest film from director Adam Sherman. In this latest film that deal with sexy vampires in another country, we have Vampires of a Velvet Lounge, which stars Mena Suvari and Dichen Lachman, as well as people like, Stephen Dorff and, of course, Tyrese Gibson. And it's basically a story about a vampire hunter tracking down a bunch of sexy vampires who run a club or lounge, Velvet Lounge, I guess you could say, and they're killing people and they're turning vampires. And it ends up being something out of a B-level Sin City tread, I guess you could say, where Dichen Lachman's always like narrating the movie. But there are other people in this movie. They're, bad guys and good guys and, friends and family. And it's a movie about, Mena Suvari, who runs a gaggle of vampire women who basically take down men and eat them and turn people and all that good stuff. So it's like, Blade or a feminist vampire movie about a bunch of sexy vampires. That's kind of what it's about. And it has a vampire hunter who's played by Dichen Lachman, who of course was in Severance. So that's kind of really all I have to say about the synopsis of this movie. So with a lot of these movies, I don't know much about them before I get sent a screener for it. A lot of times I don't review it because it's not necessary, because a lot of times they're not that great. But sometimes a possible diamond in the rough comes along and you have to watch it. And, it has Stephen Dorff, who's kind of in the VOD realm right now. And it has Tyrese Gibson, who's part of the family of Fast and the Furious. Dichen Lachman, of course, I love in Severance, and Mena Suvari is an actress now in the VOD realm, apparently. So for some reason, this movie is going to be in theaters. It's going to be probably in a theater near you if you live in a large city. And for my honest review of this movie, if you know what you're getting yourself into and you know how bad this movie is going to be, you'll actually have a lot of fun with it, because it is a pretty terrible movie. It has some really bad CGI, but it's actually, to me personally, a so bad it's good type of movie where just a lot of things happen. The character that Dichen Lachman is in this movie is completely different than the other movie that this movie is representing, which is, once again, she just kind of is there as like, the Mickey Rourke character in Sin City, and she feels like she's in a completely different movie. And then the vampires are, with Mena Suvari and all those characters and Stephen Dorff and stuff like that. They're in like a B grade Corman or something you would see on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's really that type of movie where it's so bad, it's so good, and you're laughing and you're kind of entertained because the dialogue is terrible and the visuals are terrible and everything is just terrible about it. But there's just something kind of fun and energetic about the movie that I would give like a 2.5, maybe out of 5-6 stars or whatever. It's a movie that knows what it is. It knows what it's trying to be. It's not trying to be anything more than that. It's a movie where a lot of people are gonna be like, what the hell am I watching? And I 100% agree, because I was watching this with a couple of people who are big into like the bad films, the films that you see, like I said, Mystery Science Theater 3000, or you see, come out there that you'll just see like a lot of terrible movies come out, and it's just, people have fun with it. It's a drinking game type of movie, and it has Stephen Dorff and Tyrese Gibson getting a paycheck, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. But I was surprised to see Dichen Lachman in this movie, because she's very talented. This may have been something she did before Severance, so maybe it's something that they're putting out so that they can get some cred. Mena Suvari, unfortunately, is just kind of fallen off the radar, to be fairly honest. And some of the portions of this movie feels like it was shot in the 50s with the green screen background and the rear projection that it's using during the car sequences. The visual effects are pretty terrible. And honestly, I'm not saying Adam Sherman is like the worst director in the world, but you can tell it's just not a very well put together movie. And that's all I can really say about it. It's, there's not really much to be had. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of gore. There are much better films that deal with vampires out there. Just go find one. I'm sure that's way better than this. But this is a movie, in the end, to kind of complete this short review, is going to be a movie where a lot of people watch it on a Friday night or Saturday night with a bunch of other movies that are really bad, and they're going to have fun with it, and they're going to question their morality and question their ambitions. And it's going to be a movie that I think will find an audience for what it's worth. But is it a movie I recommend? Probably not for most people, because it's just not that type of movie. But if you know, like I said, once again, I said in the beginning, if you know what you're getting yourself into, you've seen movies like this before, give it a chance. if it shows up on VOD or shows up on like Tubi or something like that, or Netflix, you know, that's where it's most watchable, to be fairly honest. Don't go pay to see it in a theater, because you're going to walk out and you're going to be really mad at yourself unless you like these types of movies. So that's kind of my take on Vampires of the Velvet Lounge. Once again, comes out on Friday in theaters, and I'm sure it'll be on VOD very shortly after that. But with that said, that's my take. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. In the comments below, do you like really bad grade movies, like Z grade, C grade, those types of movies? You know, a lot of them are horror films. Tell me what your favorite is, all that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. As always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.